Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today we're going to do the first look on this brand new Roomba 515. So it also comes in a 515X. As from what I can tell, they're exactly the same. So I'll be reviewing this one. In this video, I'm going to show you everything that comes in the box. There's a little bit of assembly, not much. Then we're going to connect it to our smartphone. I'll show you how to map your home. We're going to edit the map, go through all the settings, and then we'll do a really first cleaning on the world famous Just a Dad corner cleaning test area. But first, I did purchase this robot vacuum cleaner with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. I don't take free products and I don't take sponsorships. This is home of the honest review, but I do use links. So if you purchase this product off of my website, justadadapproved.com, where you can find all my top picks that have earned the Just a Dad Approved sticker, justadadapproved.com, or in this video, I am an Amazon affiliate. If you click on that link, it'll take you to Amazon, where I do earn a small commission from on the sale. So today's video, just the first look. I got to take it to my home and live with it for 3 months before if it'll receive the Just a Dad Approved sticker. If you want to see the ones that I already have, check out Dad's top picks on my website. Also, you can see the specs that I think are important. Roomba's very limited on specs, so a lot of these specs I just had to visually find out on my own. So you can find all these specs on my website under the review. Even though the full review is not there, it'll have the specs. It'll say testing in progress. Okay, first off, this thing will vacuum and mop your house at the same time. It does have a carpet sensor. It can raise and lower the mop pads 10 millimeters. One mop pad does move up against the wall. The side brush, you simply just press it on. It's real easy. It's spring loaded. That actually works okay. I was a little skeptical of it first, but it's just spring loaded and it actually does a pretty good job. I'm very impressed with that. Mop pads, again, one does go up against the side. This is a single piece brush roller. You are going to get some hair wrap on it. It's pretty standard wheels, front wheel spins, and you got cliff sensors. Mop pads are easy to install. You just have to simply put, once in a while you got to replace them. They're held on with Velcro. One mop pad does move up against the wall. This does have an internal water tank and it does spray water on the mop pads. Now, one thing to note compared to like a Roborock or a Mova or Dreamy, these mop pads are smaller, which it's going to take more to clean your home, but this has kind of been the standard design, and the robot's actually smaller too. This brush roller, there is a comb down there, but this, you will get some hair wrap on it. And again, side brush just pops on and off, standard drive wheels. Let's take a look at the dustbin. Now this is, again, the robot's small. The dustbin is small. It's kind of meant for a small home. I'm going to take this to my home and play around with it. But there's the dustbin's just small. I mean, but it does do a good job of auto emptying so far on the 575 did. The filter I'm a little disappointed in. This top part comes off. But this is an assembly. You can't just buy this white part. You can't take that out. It's glued in. I've ruined a piece. But that way you're not able to clean the backside of these filters. So you're not going to be cleaning this very much, or if at all. You might just have to replace it every time. It does come with an extra side brush, extra dust bag, and a cord that is 6 feet long. Here's where it fills the robot up with water, alignment pins, auto empty. This helps it back up, charging. There's the mechanism for the side brush to extend and mop pad to extend. It has a sensor on the side. This sensor on the front is for navigation and some minor optical avoidance. It's not, they have a more advanced sensor, but this is the cheaper one. So on the 575, you get a better optical avoidance sensor, which works very well. Up top, clean water tank. It's got some beads in there. You got to replace those. I think those are to help with hard water. You got to float. So once in a while you do have to clean that out. The dirty water tank you definitely have to clean out. You want to put an Avoidance tablet in there. Let's take a look here. No solution tank. The 575 over there has a onboard solution tank. This is dust bag. You simply just got to pull that out and replace that every couple months, or when you can just tell when it's getting full. You typically don't get a reminder when it's full. Let's take a look down here. Here is, see, there's where it fills the robot up with water. Auto dust empty. Hot air comes out these ports. The hot water comes down this trough. They spin the mop pads here, and the dirty water suction is below this screen. So this is the 515 and the 515X. Over here on the 415 and the 415X, It does not fill the robot up with water. They took away those ports. So the wetness is set by the mop pads itself. There's a couple other things, but that's a major difference. Quick measurements, 13 1/4 or 34 centimeters front to back, 12 inches left to right or 30 centimeters. Height, 19 inches or 48 centimeters. You don't need just like an extra 1/4 inch or something to get the dirty water, the tanks off. And the robot itself, 12 inches or 30 centimeters wide. The book says 3.29 inches. I get about 3 3/8 of an inch tall, or about 8.3 centimeters tall. Nothing to access on the bottom other than the dirty water pump suction. Uses 8.7 amps when it's heating the water. 120, 127 volts, 50 or 60 hertz. Round back, 6-foot long cord. You plug it in, no power switch, 3-prong. Okay, let's fill the clean water tank up. I like to add a little bit of Shark Vac Mop Solution. This will be on my website and in the description. I wouldn't put too much. I call it 2 dabs. A cleaning hack for the dirty water tank. Put an Efforted tablet. I got a link to all of this on my website and in the description. Put a tablet in there every time you empty this. These things stink really bad. As the water fills up, the tablet kills all the germs. You're gonna need this cleaning brush to clean that. That's the world famous cleaning brush. I got a link to that. These little brushes, spray bubbles, you're gonna need all of this to clean this. Okay, I got it plugged in. The light was red when those were off. Now it's white. You wanna make sure it's white. You can try turning the robot on with a power switch. That takes a little bit. I found just dock it when the dock is plugged in. These will start breathing. It takes about 25 seconds for it to kind of power up. Be patient, it takes a little bit. At first I didn't think it was working, but you'll finally hear it say powering on or something. You'll hear it talking. Okay, let's get the Roomba app. It's free to use, but you gotta create a username and password. Okay, click your little icon up here, and we're gonna click Add a Robot. It's searching for one. Hopefully it's gonna find that one. We plugged it in not too long ago. It did. It found the 510 series. I like when you can just hit add. Doing the manual way is a little tricky. I press the power button on the robot once. And now this is going to connect, and then we're going to tell it what Wi-Fi to connect. The tablet I'm using is going to on the Wi-Fi that I want this to connect to, and it only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Okay, it says connect, hit yes. So select your Wi-Fi from the Wi-Fi list, give it your Wi-Fi password, then hit next, and you should get 3 check marks. Be patient, this can take 30 seconds to a minute. The robot should speak to you sometimes. Okay, we ran into a problem. So it did not connect. Hit yes, continue. All right, I had to select the Wi-Fi again, give it the Wi-Fi password. Let's click that. It says, it looks like it needs a factory reset. Okay, I mean, it's walking me through it, thank goodness. I don't know why I need a factory reset. Oh, I gotta do it. Oh boy. All right, we're getting a little bit of hassle. Okay, press the home button for 5 seconds. You'll hear a sound. Again, press the home button. 5 seconds. Okay. Press the home and power buttons again. So press both of them at the same time for 5 seconds. All right, I'm not really hearing anything. And then press and hold the home button to restore factory setting. I don't know if I did it right. I don't know. It didn't like being on the dock, told me to move it off the dock, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so that didn't work. What I did is undocked it, but then it tried to dock itself, so I had to stop it from docking by hitting the dock button once. That kind of like pauses it. Then I held the power button for about 15 seconds and it said powering down. So I'm going to X out all this. And now I'm going to redock it. That should turn it on. Let it boot up. Give it about 20, 30 seconds. Okay, close the app completely, like swipe up and close it. Let's do this all over again. Add robot. And it doesn't see the robot. Okay, if you wait, it does. It was registered. This sounds like it was registered to another account. Dang, it didn't look like it was opened. I gotta factory reset it. Maybe this time I can just tap here. Factory reset. Maybe it'll talk to it and tell it to factory. Okay.
Starting factory reset.
Oh wow, that worked. But the first way didn't work. Wait for it to Roomba. I haven't heard the sound yet. It said it has to boot up. So now when I set up the 575, I didn't have any of this, and same with the 415. So this, you may not experience this, but I did hear the sound. Hopefully you will not, because this can be frustrating. Be patient, that's all I can say. It takes a while. All of this takes a while. All right, press the power button. I mean, it doesn't take like 10 minutes, but it did take like a minute or 2 minutes for these things to change. So it told me to press the power button. I pressed the power button. Okay, you're gonna connect it to Wi-Fi, hit continue. If you need to change the Wi-Fi address, there's the one it's selected. You can hit that. Okay, now I gave it my Wi-Fi password, and now you should get 3. Now it seems to be working. You should get 3 check marks. All right, it made a sound. Okay, we're connected. It took about 3 minutes. Roomba, you can give it any name you want. Change, you can change this anytime you want. And it needs an update. Now this can take 20 to 30 minutes, so hit start update. You're gonna get a status bar, but depending on your internet, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but the 515 only took about 10 minutes. Okay, it took maybe 5 minutes. That was quick. Let's go. Now you may have to close the app. This can get a little confusing because you want to see this pop up of you're almost done. It needs to, no, it's still updating. Thought it said it was ready to explore. It says it's ready to explore. I don't know. So I closed the app and came back to it. Now it says, you want to see this, create a new map. I don't know how to find this other than it just showing up here on the home page. Hit get started. It's going to map your home. Hit create map. Open your doors. And it'll create the map in real time. Okay, that took no time at all. Let's edit the map. Let's edit the rooms. Pick the room you want to edit. I only have one room because I closed some doors, but I want to split this room. Hit split. Take your time editing this. It'll pay off whenever you want to do all your automations and stuff. So just take your time. I want to make the line smaller, yeah. You can pinch and zoom. I don't want to turn it. Now the wall is actually right here, but it kind of stopped it there. A little tricky here. Split. I think it'll split on that. Hopefully it doesn't have to be on that line. Yep, it did, good. So again, now let's edit rooms, name these. These also, it's gonna help you in the future, name what they are. Bedroom, closet, dining room. It cleans them differently accordingly. All right, now, whoops, I wanna go back to editing the map. Nope, up here. Clean zones. These are great for automation. So if you want to put that around a pet bed, you can add as many of these as you want. And then when you do have automations, you can say, hey, go clean that around that pet bowl at 1 o'clock every time the dog eats or something like that. And you can name those automations too. I should have showed you that. Yeah, clean zones. If you scroll up, you can name them. Scroll up like that and hit edit name. Let's do keep out zones. So these are no-go zones, and you can't put it around the dock. Any areas where you know it's going to struggle, I would put a keep out zone, but you can add these later. I know there's a bunch of cables on the ground. It's going to struggle there, so. And just hit the save button. It's saving now. It said something went wrong, so internet must be slow. Okay, did it the second time. Hit X. You can rotate the map. I definitely would edit the name. Yeah, edit map name. All right, now let's go to settings. So click back here to where you're like this home page. You want to find the robot up here if you have a bunch. I have the 515s. Click here. Dock controls, you can do an auto empty the dustbin. You can wash and rinse the mop pad, start and stop. These are important when you do multi-floors because you got to manually do those. Let's go to settings. About, this is probably the most important, is the software update. Robot software update is today, so that's good. You can do a factory reset. The dock version's 43. You can change the name. Locate, child lock, mop wash settings. What do we get? Hot water is enabled. Good. 165 degrees. Mop wash frequency. How often does it go back to the dock and wash the mop pad? 100 feet, square feet, 150 or 200. It'll use more water the lower it is. And mop dry duration, I like 2 hours. Auto empty, how often does it go back to the dock and auto empty the dustbin? You can do 100, 250 or after every routine. Language, volume, and that's it. Very limited on settings. Let's go back here. Now, let's select a room, or you can do the whole house if you don't select a room. But if I select this room, click OK, it's always telling you stuff. You can do a vacuum and mop, vac only, mop only, or vacuum then mop. So yeah, do vacuum and mop. Smart Clean is where it figures out what type of water and suction to use. You can do light clean. Again, these are where it's figuring everything out for you. Or you can go down here and do a custom. I want it on really high suction, high water. You got 3 levels of water, 4 levels of suction, 1 or 2 passes. And then you can do smart scrub. That's where it goes in a Y shape, goes back and forth. I won't do smart scrub. And then make sure you hit save. You can fine tune each home or each room, or just let it select it. All right, so we're gonna clean the corner test with those settings. Okay, I got a bunch of mud on here, a bunch of dirt and debris, a bunch of long hair. We're gonna see how well it cleans this big mess up. So I told it to start cleaning. It's gonna wash the mop pads. You can hear kind of a water pump, and then you hear the dirty water pump kicking on. And it'll do this at the end of the job also. Okay, let's see how the Roomba 515 cleans up this big mess. Must think there's an obstacle there. So it does the perimeter of the room first, and then it's going to go back and forth in nice straight lines. Did leave a few pieces of kitty litter, but it is going to do 2 passes. A little bit of smearing, but again, it's going to do 2 passes. It is able to spray water on top of the mop pad to keep them wet. There's the corner. There's that corner. Okay, I got the white glove. There's some dirt left on the floor, but again, I've got it doing 2 passes. Not sure what's going on over there. It thought there was an obstacle or something. There is quite a few bits of kitty litter and stuff got flung around and not picked up the first pass. But overall, the first pass, I'd say about a 80% clean rate. All right, perimeter of the room. Definitely is small and able to go under furniture pretty good. Ooh. Now it's going to do the crisscross pattern for the second pass. Again, quite a bit of dirt here left, but I got the white glove. We'll track it out. Seems to be getting that kitty litter that it left behind. Right about here, still some mud.
Returning to the dock to pad wash.
Okay.
Cleaning will resume when finished.
That's right, I had it set on pretty low, which is what it needed. So it's gonna go back, wash the mop pad, and then come back. And where the second pass has been is in pretty good shape, actually. There's a little bit of dirt, but I know there's some where it needs to go right here, but it'll come back and get that. So we do get a timeline in the app. If you zoom in, you can see the lines. That's weird how you don't see the lines, but until you zoom in. Okay, so it's back to finish the job. I did put some fake poop. We'll do a real quick check on obstacle avoidance. Yeah, the mop pads seem a little wetter now. But that's right after they come from the dock. But again, this does have an internal water tank. The 415 does not. Yeah, not too bad though. There's some brown on there. I did see it, but it just gets too close. Didn't see it quick enough. The 575 has a better optical avoidance sensor. It avoided it pretty good. Way too close. Looks like it did get whatever kitty litter it didn't get the first pass, it was able to get it on the second pass. Most of it. I'd say this room's about 97% clean. Corners have a little, but not too bad for that type of brush, or that side brush. It did pick up all the long hairs, but we are going to check for long hair wrap. So I'll flip it over and we'll check, see if it got long hair wrap.
Cleaning complete.
Okay. It's all done. It's going to go back to the dock and wash the mop pad and auto empty the dustbin.
Emptying the dustbin.
Sounds like a strong auto empty.
Dustbin emptying complete. Cleaning is starting.
And it's going to wash the mop pad.
Charging. Pad drying starting.
Okay, now it's drying the mop pads. Very quiet. Now this has 2 washings. When I did the test on the 575, it only had 1, but you'll get an idea of how much water it uses. No, it's not hot. Okay.
Water tank installed. Please ensure it is secure and proper.
I used some Shark vac mop solution, so if you use too much, it will over suds. So you can't use very much solution on these. Hold on.
Paused.
You did auto empty all the dustbin, okay. Did we get any hair wrap? Those are definitely warm. No hair wrap, huh? I'm actually surprised. I used quite a bit of hair. But I've seen this design, you will get hair wrap eventually. But it didn't. Now keep in mind, that's $700, that's $800, but that's really expensive for what you're getting. I mean, when we look up here, we can get the Gen 2 for $500. It's a better robot. That's a 2026 pick of the year, Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. I mean, the Mova V50 is $700, and it's a far superior robot. So many more advanced features. So it comes down to price. While not necessarily a bad robot, it's gonna, hopefully it'll go on sale. These are, in my opinion, kind of meant for smaller homes, smaller apartments probably. The 575 did perform very well. I gotta take both of these to my home and live with them. Again, I do review robot vacuum cleaners for a living. The Dyson is just a dad approved. We've got the Dreamy. Now the 415 did not. It just seems like too basic, too much stuff removed that it didn't do a good job of cleaning or navigating. So again, check out the website, justadadapproved.com. You can see Dad's top picks on all these categories: wet, dry floor mops, cordless vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners. Again, my promise to you, I'll purchase them with my own money, give you my honest opinion, share all my findings with you in a very simple to easy to read scorecard. That way you can see exactly how it does. And hopefully pretty soon you can do side-by-side comparison. My website's brand new. It's been completely revamped. I'm super excited about it, but I am going to be adding more features. And again, if you don't know what robot to find, check the Just a Dad robot quiz. Answer 5 or 6 simple questions and I'll pick out the robot just for your home. Again, and I hope to be making that quiz for cordless vacuum cleaners, wet, dry floor mops, everything. And coffee makers are coming back soon. So again, justadadapproved.com. Thanks everybody. If you could, please like, subscribe. Now, the best place to go to find these robot vacuum cleaner picks is justadadapproved.com. Up here in the top header, you're going to see best overall vacuums, best for pet hair, best under 1,000, best under 500, and best under 300. Let's check best overall. I don't give you 20 picks. I give you 5 of my top robot vacuum cleaners with the score, but I have all the information to back it up. If you want to read the full review, why did I pick the Mova V50? Let's go see the full review. You can see the videos that I have right here to back it up. I have my 3-month real-world score test, my real-world testing results, cost to own, my robot specs that I think are important to robot vacuum cleaners, some quick buy it if, skip if, and then a simple review. Thanks everybody for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button. Also check out where you can find all my approved products on my website, justadadapproved.com. You'll see a little link to it here at the end of the video. If you click on that, that's going to take you right to my website.